Hi, my name is Brian with Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio, and welcome back to another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.
We have a Whirlpool washer, and the problem is after the spin cycle that there's still some water left in the bottom of the tub. So we're going to run it through a test here and see if we're having a drain issue where it's not draining the water out fast enough. We can check our hoses for kinks, our drain hoses for kink, and then check the hoses underneath coming off of the pump also. The tools needed for this repair are a set of spring clamp pliers. Alright, so what we found after checking our drain hose for kinks with the washer not draining the water out quick enough, it was draining water but it just didn't seem fast enough, so it wasn't getting all the water out when it would go into the spin cycle, and at the end of the cycle it was still trying to drain the water out, so what you would get is a little water left inside the tub. And our drain hose was good, so we tipped the washer back here. This is a Whirlpool, it's the old belt driven style or model, and here's our drain pump. And what I noticed is here's our drain hose up behind the pump here. It's pretty much kinked off all the way, so it's just not able to push the water out through that kinked hose like it should. So what we got to do is just there's going to be a spring clamp that holds the hose onto the pump. We're going to remove that. We're going to get some water that comes out, so if you're going to want a bucket or something, or if you have a floor drain, you can just let it go. And that's what we do have in our case, is a floor drain. So we're just going to let the water come out onto the floor. It'll go into the drain, and then we're going to readjust our hose so that there's no kinks in it. And if necessary, you'll have to replace your hose if you can't adjust it in such a way that it gets the kink out. You'll have to replace it. I have a pair of spring clamp pliers specially made for these types of springs. You can also use a pair of channel locks. These make it a lot easier. Alright, and this is where our kink was here. Just the position where it had to come back up to the drain pump. So there's actually right where the spring clamp is. You just want to adjust it, rotate it in a way that there's going to be no kinks in the line. I'm going to take the other side of the hose off, which goes through the back of the cabinet for the rest of the drain hose. And we're just going to rotate it a little bit to give the hose a different angle so it can get rid of the kinks. So we're just going to rotate the hose like that. Get the spring clamp back on, and then try it out onto our pump. See if it's going to get rid of all of our kinks in the line here. You do want to keep it away from the pulley, the transmission pulley here that the belt's on, so it doesn't rub up against that as well. But it's an older washer. The hose is getting more pliable than it used to be, so like I was saying, you can try and adjust it. If it's not going to work, you're just going to have to replace the hose. Right, so we got the hose adjusted now where all the kinks are out of it. And we can go ahead and put our spring clamps back on. One other thing we noticed was where our drain hose goes to our plastic housing here. On the other side of this is going to be the rest of the drain hose hooked to the other side of this 90-degree fitting that goes to the standpipe. This is disconnected from where it originally was mounted at. There's a screw here, and these two tabs go into these two holes above it, and the screw through the back there. Looks like somebody might have did that to originally fix the kink in the hose, because originally this hole 90 would have came through this upper hole, which would have pushed the hose up and kinked it more. So we're going to leave it the way it is so that we can eliminate the kink. But that actually should be mounted. So just showing you where that originally would be. And our spring clamps are back on. Now we can run it through a test cycle and see if it drains and check for leaks. And I'll drain it here and we'll see if it made a big difference. Which, yeah, I did. Alright. So now with the kink out of the hose, you can see the water level of the tub draining how it's supposed to. So this will give yourself an idea of how fast the water should drain out of the tub on this particular style washer. It's going to vary from newer to older with the different pumps that are in the different models. But on this particular one, this is how fast the water should drain out. So this is how to fix a kinked hose on a Whirlpool top-load belt-driven washer.
Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.